Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. We have 3 wins in a row and they've all been with Brimstone. That's my confession. It's the same accursed haircut as last time. Yo, okay, I'll tell you, there was your seed, just flashed on the screen briefly. Take a peek if you want to play through it for yourself, but in the meantime, oh my lord. Speed is worse than I'd like it to be, rate of fire is fine. Spacebar item is very good for our early game purposes. Health, a little spotty, but I think we can make this one work. Little haunt. It's kind of a strange run so far, but it's a run that I think could actually ball ridiculously out of control. It's not there yet, and it may not get there soon, but it really all comes down to battery charges. If we're able to get battery charges or things that augment the speed at which we generate battery, or, well, not generate battery charges, you know what I mean, generate charges for our item, we can get enough HP to never have to worry about anything. Excuse me, my son, you would like to leave? Goodbye, Tomo. He just wanted to come in a second ago, and now I start talking, he wants to leave. Isaac again? Okay, Spirit Hearts? Oh, now we build. Okay. So what do you do here? It's very simple. It's a very simple job. Come back this way. You go to your curse room. You get a guppy item. Bob's your uncle. You started building something beautiful. This does not appear to be a guppy item, but it may advance our charge by 1. Hey, stay away from me. Forever, please. Thank you. Where did that money come from? The other thing I'm thinking is we might be able to squeeze 1 extra HP upgrade out of this floor. What it would entail is, it was either going to be this room or the boss room. That takes us to 1 charge. We get 1 HP. We go to our shop. On the shop, we would buy a battery charge. But the exception is, we shouldn't... Excuse me. Oh, it's because we have piggy bank. We shouldn't buy a battery charge. Sorry, we shouldn't use our prayer card unless we're 100% sure we're going to get a battery charge on the shop. Because otherwise, we'd rather pop it on the first room on the next floor to have a better chance to use it an odd number of times. Because that's really where you get the value. Even number of times is okay if you're going to be, you know, trying to use that HP immediately on a devil deal or a blood bank or something like that. But apart from that, the odd number of times is where you get the extra HP out of it. So that's where we want to be. So we're going to check our shop. My favorite game show. Check our shop! Grab this, pop it. We're popping it immediately. I'm also going to go a little bit more risky there. We'll grab that bad boy. Just in case we got a tough boss. We weren't going to get enough money to go to the arcade anyway. And if we we're going to get enough money to go to the arcade regardless. Because, you know, what are we going to get? It's going to, I guess if we got a justice card somehow, that could put us on 1 cent or 2 cents. Well, could it even put us on 2 cents now? It doesn't matter. This is all, it's needlessly academic. It's like Isaac masturbatory game theory. Like, we have no reason to care whatsoever about the implications of this. The point is we're fine. We use the charge right away so we have a better chance to get it on the next floor. Good stuff. Binky, rate of fire increase, Spirit Hearts. We're down to the next floor, 2 HP up. Feeling pretty good. That's leverage. That's how you leverage your situation. Curse of the Blind is a little scary. We're really, I mean, compared to the last run, obviously, I mean, we got Brimstone on the 2nd floor last time. Will I get Brimstone on this run? Here's the thing. I'm of 2 minds. One is, we have had it too much, and it's such a defining sort of flavor for the run. It's like having incredibly sour food for like 3 meals in a row. You know, at some point you might be like, you know, I'd just rather have something salty. Just for now, it's not that I dislike all sour foods. It's just like, you know, 3 sour meals in a row. My tongue's starting to feel a little scraped up with hydrogen ions. But the last run was fun, partly because of the Brimstones, you know? This is only worth it if this pays out with something. Okay, it's not that bad, but... You know, the Brimstones on the last run really gave it a lot of its flavor. Ooh, it's one of the... That item makes a different sound when you pick it up than most items, and I very rarely have ever noticed that. Oh my god, drop battery charges, please? I see champions. I want those battery charges. Please. Ooh, let's go. Don't die at the... I stepped on it by accident. I am a fool. We were one room away from getting another... whatever. Life goes on. Don't you dare. You know, nobody makes me bleed my own blood, etc., etc. Okay, we're going to see what we get in here. It's a little horn. I would love to have the devil card for this, but I think we used it appropriately anyway. It's also a champion version, which I think is good for us, because if we can get him to, you know, be besmirched by his own fire and bombs, he's going to be a happy man. Little Haunt is doing something. Haven't really decided what that something is yet, and you know what? That's in all things in good time, my friend. All things in good time. Please, let's go. Moldy bread. So it's more HP. I'm willing to take both of these. Don't let me down, please. Multi-dimensional buddy. It's just okay. Headless baby. It's just okay. These are not enormous pickups for us. So we got a long road ahead of us, unfortunately. Especially without having picked up a damage upgrade. What I also see, though... Yes! Watch this. He has not done it, but you saw what I was going for there. That very much looks like a second secret room waiting to happen. We have no bombs, so that, you know, using the bomb that the environment gave us felt like the right kind of concept. Item room, please. Thank you. And we will... if we could just get a bomb, that would be even better, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Please give me a bomb. That's close. Okay. Well, we don't know what this is, so... Ooh, you know what? Check this out. This doesn't happen all that often, but by re-rolling these rocks, we should be able to get in there. And if we get in there, we're basically... I mean, we just got... If we... You know what? Just shoot me into the sun. Because we were supposed to pick up that battery charge with our other item. We could still go buy one at the shop, which is why I'm mostly laughing instead of crying, at least that you can see. But yeah, that's pretty stupid. This is a stupid thing to do. Flush. Good use of a bomb. Okay, this should be the last Isaac episode for today, I think. 2020, though, is incredible. And we've turned into Clark Kent. Secret room, please. It just looked so guaranteed. And it was worth it in the end. The thing is, and you're not going to love this one, but hear me out here. I think I'm not going to go back and buy the battery charge. First off, it's going to spend a key. We have no confirmation there's going to be a battery charge. Even if there is a battery charge, it gives us plus 1 HP. Plus 1 HP really doesn't seem like the kind of thing I need to spend money on. Plus, right now at least. Plus, it's not plus 1 HP. It's just an accelerated way to get HP immediately. When, you know, if we come down to a floor and we have 4-6 charge on the prayer card, we're probably going to get at least 1 HP on this floor anyway. Maybe 2. Maybe even more. It's theoretically possible. So, I don't feel like it's worth the... Now that we've seen our first deal with the devil, we know we have enough HP, or we had enough HP to make it work. You know, I don't think we have an obligation to buy battery charges. If we find them, of course, try not to be an idiot, but I actually think it's probably the wrong decision to buy them at this point. We'd rather spend our money on something that could elevate this run beyond where it presently is. That's my PhD treatise on the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus as it stands right now. Really endeavoring to never lose again. But if I'm being honest, I've been doing an okay job. I passed up soy milk in 2 of the last 3 runs. That's really like... That's like when you watch Intervention and then in the end slate it says like Jonathan has remained clean and sober for the past like 6 weeks. You're like, I mean, it's a long road, don't get me wrong, but hey, you can't really do better than 6 weeks sober in a 6-week time frame. We've been passing up on soy milk whenever given the opportunity to pick it up, so I'm feeling good. And now, are you equating willfully taking a bad item in Isaac to having a, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Physiological addiction to a drug? Yeah, I mean, it's actually... I'm not trying to offend Jonathan. That's why I thought I would make them equivocal, even though what I'm doing is probably substantially harder, in my personal opinion. And, you know, scientifically as well, because I have that degree in biology that I'm so apt to mention all the time and brag about it. Ooh, now that's good stuff. You guys ever get a song stuck in your head that you haven't heard in like, 10 years? Inexplicably, it just worms its way back in there. Right now I got, all that she wants is another baby. She wants to come, home. See, I don't remember any of the words beyond the chorus. All that she wants is another baby. Oh, yeah. You know the one. It's called All That She Wants. It's by Ace of Base. Some of the hottest songs in 1996. I also, while I was driving yesterday, I heard a song on the radio I have not heard in probably 10 years. And it took me right back to the last time I remember hearing it. I was on a bus to Ottawa for a school field trip to go to the Museum of Civilization, which is technically in Hull, Quebec, but you just, walk over the bridge. And it's the song that goes, wake up my airplane, wake up my airplane, my skin is bare, my skin is bare. You know that one. Filter. Take a picture, something like that. If you wanna take my picture, 'cause I won't remember. You know the one. It's crazy, I've heard people say that, you ever wonder if these expressions just get repeated all the time without anybody fact-checking it? I hear this all the time. People say, oh, sense is the smell most closely tied to memory. I was like, is it? Or did somebody in authority just say that once, and then it's been picked up? And actually, you know what? This is a great time to Snopes it. Maybe I can combat some misinformation. Snopes, smell, memory. Okay, here we go. Smell, sense, most closely linked to memory. Prove it. fifthsense.org. I don't know if I trust this. Well, I gotta be honest, a lot of the results are from scientific journals. The olfactory bulb has direct connections to two brain areas strongly implicated in emotion and memory, the amygdala and the hippocampus. Alright, I didn't really want to talk about Bloodborne, but if you want to be a nerd about it, go ahead. Well, that's cool. So it turns out, probably that's if not an exactly correct statement. I can't say that with confidence. Certainly it appears to be stooped, in fact. I feel like audio, to me, is more closely linked to memory. But maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe it's not maybe it's a physiological thing. Like they're mere millimeters apart. If that's what they mean by closely linked. Symbolically, I don't know. When I hear songs I haven't heard in like 10 years, it takes me right back. Guppy's had every... Ooh! Oh, no complaints. No complaints whatsoever. Retrovision, full health. Did we pick up Guppies? We probably did, right? Yeah. We're going to stick with Prayer Card just because it's doing amazing work for us right now, but we'll probably grab that. I mean, the thing is, we could have used Guppy's head and, Guppy's paw, gotten a bunch of Spirit Hearts, but truth be told, we would rather have more Red Hearts than Spirit Hearts because they're refillable. The exception is that final slot, maybe the final 2 slots, we wouldn't mind those having Spirit Hearts in them to maximize our protective deal with the Devil Chance, but I can't see, okay? The Retrovision actually made it so I couldn't tell what kind of door that was at the top, but I'm pretty sure it was a shop, which means we should not go because we have 0 money. How did that happen? Like, I remember... and this is less about music and more about coincidence, I guess. I remember I was in Korea, and for the weekend... This story makes me sound way cooler than I actually am, by the way. This is probably like the coolest story I have, which says something. But I was in Seoul. We lived in Daegu, which is a city like a couple hours away from Seoul by train. But me and the other foreign teachers were like, hey, being in a big city sucks. Let's go to a huge city for the weekend. So we went to Seoul, and one of the people that I worked with was cool. He was a really cool guy. And I don't mean like he was a cool guy. I mean like he was like nice, but also modest, but also like, he was cool. He's like the Green Power Ranger, Before Rita Repulsa caused him to turn over to her side briefly. Like, you know, the cool thing about him is he would have laughed at that reference. Anyway, the point is, he was like, hey, I got some friends that are going to this music club in Seoul. We should go meet them. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But inside I was like, that sounds cool. So we went, and it was basically in like a glorified garage. And the band that was playing this song that as soon as I walked in, I was like, I haven't heard that song in like 6 years. It was a cover of a song called, I don't even remember what the song's called, but it's by a Swedish band by the name of Love Is All. And it's like, I keep the one I love in the freezer. And when I walked in, it was like a movie. I literally heard that song like 100 times in 12th grade because I read Pitchfork Media, and then didn't hear it at all for the intervening 7 years or something. And then all of a sudden, it's playing at this weird garage serving tomato beer that I walked into in Seoul. Took me right back to being a 17-year-old kid in physics class when that album came out. And being like, hey guys, you should check out the album. And then all my friends were like, why is the sound recording quality so fuzzy? And I'm like, well, it's part of a scene known as lo-fi, perpetuated by bands such as Guided by Voices, and also don't forget about Sebado. And they're like, what? We don't like Sebado. We like Dinosaur Jr. Oh, come on, guys. Both Johnny Mascis and Lou Barlow, they both have their own unique selling points. Shut up, nerd. We're gonna go listen to the Beta Band. I don't know. This bit went off the rails. Anyway. I also feel like I am like case number 1, patient 0, patient 1, depending on your perspective. For like smell being not that tied to memory. Because my memory is like really good. And my sense of smell is garbage. You know, I don't know if anybody else is in the same position, but basically what happens, my sense of smell is very, very, very bad. Sincerely, how did we not get hit? So what I do is I wait until somebody goes like, you smell that? And I go, smell what? And then I go, well, I think I do smell something. What is that? And then they inevitably offer up something. They go, I think it smells like a Costco rotisserie chicken gone bad. And then I go, no, what? You know what? You're exactly right. That's exactly what. That's what I have to do. I have to pretend to smell on a regular basis. Otherwise I have to. They'll be like, do you smell that? And then you go, no. And then they go, really? It's so strong. And you go, well, I can't smell it. And they go, you should go get your brain tested because your nose juice is empty. And you go, oh, I don't want to. I got stuff to do. It's a whole thing. So instead, I just perpetuate a lie for my entire life. Anyway. Dude, can I just say that particularly over the past month or so, well, Kate and I have been ill. And the sickness anecdotes have been coming a lot less lately. So you're aware of the fact that we're probably... And you don't need me to tell you, but we're basically 100% better at this point. It's very nice. We only lost half of the summer to an unknown illness. No big deal. I'm always cognizant of the fact that whenever I say something like that, there's probably like a couple people out there with some kind of, you know, they have like shingles or something like that, or lupus, and they're like, oh, that must suck to lose half of a summer. But I'm not trying, just saying, okay, I'm not trying to make it seem like we had the worst disease in planet Earth's history and, oh, our life is so hard. Here's my link to our GoFundMe. I'm just saying, you know, it was annoying while it lasted. Anyway, a couple of times during the sickness ordeal, I got called patient 0. And it, if I'm being honest, I don't know if this is going to get through the language filter, pisses me off a little bit. Be called patient 0. You know why? Because I'm not the first person on planet Earth to get mono. Somebody at a point over the course of I don't even know if it's mono is the thing. Hold on. We're going in for a test to see if it's mono. Dude, honestly, I thought I could squeeze through there. I'll take this, but I could use another spacebar item. At some point, somebody sneezed on me or like... I don't know, licked a doorknob that then I touched and rubbed my eyes or something like that. And, or, you know, there was a glass at a bar that wasn't washed properly. And that's how I ended up with this illness. I didn't invent mono. I'm not the first person in planet Earth's history to have mono. Somebody gave it to me. I'm just the first person you know that got this disease. I might be patient zero from the perspective of like a new outbreak, but I'm not patient zero in general. If the disease has a name by the time you get it, you can't call the first person you know that got it patient zero. I worked in an office in 2010 with a woman who had swine flu. It was swine flu or avian flu. It was H1N1. I can't remember. When she got it, we didn't go, oh, you're patient zero of some mythical new illness. Nah, we went, you got friggin' swine flu. Don't come into work. People are dying. You turn on the news recently? Stay inside. Oh my God. Just saying. It's insulting to some extent. Like your uniquely grotesque immunosystem makeup led to the creation of some kind of diabolical new pathogen, the likes of which the world has never seen. No! I'm telling you, it's a doorknob licking. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. Slipping and falling into a pool of somebody's saliva, it happens all the time. Getting sneezed on, it's probably the more likely answer. I will go to a dice room. I would rather... Well, I don't really care about going to boss rush. I was gonna say I'd rather skip it and go to boss rush, but like, who cares? We had the most powerful run we've had in like weeks in our last episode. We can avoid boss rush temporarily and feel fine. Got a really, really good chance of a deal with the devil as well, which by proxy means we got a pretty good chance of getting our guppy dream finished. I keep avoiding the creep because I can't remember if it's mine. And I know it's mine. But in the moment, you know, you got 1/8 of a second to choose how to dodge. It's a bit of a different story. Oh, absolutely. Many reasons why. One being, it's fairly likely to make us guppy. Don't say, I've never done anything for you. Wake on my airplane. You know, that's a song that didn't really make it into classic rock radio. This new run seems pretty okay. At least it didn't make it into classic rock radio up here. I'm trying to think of like songs from when I was a teenager or an adolescent that actually made it onto classic rock radio. I never necessarily would have suspected this, but all the Killers songs off of Hot Fuss. You know, Mr. Brightside gets played now and then. All these things that I've done, somebody told me, those have made it onto contemporary, alternative, and classic rock radio. Trying to think of what else. Third Eye Blind, you know, like Semi-Charm Kind of Life, which is just called Semi-Charm Life, but that made it. Can't think of too many more. Oh, dude, no. Here Without You, unfortunately, by Three Doors Down. I don't need to go down this road for the 500th time, but I'm just saying, Here Without You by Three Doors Down might be my least favorite song ever made in any medium ever. If I never heard that song for the rest of my life, it would be too soon. You're entitled. Enjoy the song. Make it the first dance at your wedding. I don't care. If you like the song, it's bringing joy into the world. More power to you. So I am going to take Brimstone. You know why? It's basically just thick technology. I've got good plausible deniability for taking Brimstone. We had thin Brimstone. Now we got thick Brimstone. I'll take it. Yo, the damage is pretty solid, too. Plus, with Guppy, it's great. So there's 4 Brimstone runs in a row, if you want to get technical. And, I mean, it's not even technical, it's just true. I don't know how to use technical. I use technical the same way I used to use literally, which is incorrectly. I'll go, like, technically, 2 + 2 is 4. People are like, what do you mean, technically? Like, are you about to drop some knowledge bomb on me right now? I see the Tinted Rock, I just choose not to take it. And I go, what do you mean? It's technically is like, it's supposed to be like a trick somewhere, right? Well, technically snakes don't have parts, but if they did, I would say we're about to eat his knee. Kathy Bates, the water boy. You know what would be a great Twitter account? How long do you think it would take people? Oh my lord. Look at that. Especially with car battery. This is disgusting. What if you know, so there's a Twitter account run by a website called Film School Rejects. It's called One Perfect Shot. Often parodied, but, you know, also extremely well followed. I follow it. So you know it's good. And what it does is it'll tweet like a picture from a movie, a still frame. It'll be like, Once Upon a Time in the West. Directed by Madman Lost His Dang Mind in the West. Director of photography is kidnapped the dime nothing less. In the year, now must put his behind to the test. What if, like, you hijack their account, but for weeks you just posted different Adam Sandler movies? Like the picture of, in Little Nicky when his love interest falls, but he makes her float. And they play Everlong by the Foo Fighters. Just a classic emotional scene. Little Nicky, directed by Adam Sandler, year release 2001. How long do you think it would take people to catch on that, like, every movie was an Adam Sandler movie? Probably like 2 movies, right? If they did one Adam Sandler movie, you'd be like, okay. And like, I'm not really a huge fan of, you know, grown-ups, but I guess I can see there's some cinematographical, some good cinematography in this scene, particularly right here. But then when you were like, here's a scene from Billy Madison where he sees the drunk penguin, you'd be like, are you okay? One perfect shot? Seems like you got a little bit off the deep end here. The problem is you can't just make that account. Well, maybe you could, I don't know. You could make it like One Perfect Shot, except that would be like your bio. It's One Perfect Shot, except exclusively for Adam Sandler films. You could write a bot to do that. So I'm not going to fight Hush. I'm going to tell you why. We've been fighting him a lot recently because we have these Brimstone runs, so I have this guilt. It's like, oh, I took Brimstone, I got to punish myself to make it up to the audience. It's an unhealthy way to think. Simultaneously, I've done it so much recently, all of the guilt has been assuaged. I feel no desire to stop. And thank you, baby. I just wanna... Pop quiz. Who sang that song? Oh, The Temptations and Adam Sandler. 8 Crazy Nights. Some kind of wonderful. Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel bad because I make fun of Adam Sandler. And then, like, every once in a while, he'll do a serious role or a darkly comedic role. And everybody goes, see, he does have acting chops. And I've seen every single one of those movies, and I hate him. I hate to say it, but, you know, he seems like a very charismatic and humorous individual. The last 10 years or so of his movie outputs has been very bad. I know you're like, what about Click? Click came out in 2006. It's 12 years ago. You're older than you think you are. Get with the times. Have you seen Punch Drunk Love? Yes. I love Paul Thomas Anderson. I don't think that movie is that good. What I should say is I don't like it as much as other people do. So, again, I don't think it's bad. I just think other people like the movie more than I do, which is fine. What happened to my Brimstone boys? Oh, they're still there. Have you seen the Mirowitz stories? Yes, I have. Absolutely. Ben Stiller, Dustin Hoffman, Adam Sandler. I watched it, and I said, that was boring. I believe I gave it like a 3-star performance. Read the reviews later. Everybody loved it. It's like a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. Found out it was directed by Noah Baumbach. He's directed some of my favorite movies of all time. You know, Kicking and Screaming, not the soccer one with Will Ferrell. I've never seen that one, but the more existential one. In the Company of Women. He directed that, I think. I can't remember. Let me out, please. In the Company of Men, I should say. Squid and the Whale. All classic films. Just that one. Snooze Fest. Funny People. Dude, I was so excited for Funny People. Watched it. It was like, this is bad. This is a rambling, masturbatory movie. It's just not what I'm looking for in this situation. One day, Sandler, you're going to get me. It wasn't rain over me either, but for now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. I'm such a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.